Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all the panelists and the participants in today's final leg of the Project GUHeat webinar series. Thank you, Bev, for the introduction. So actually, I don't have a PowerPoint material because I will just be sharing my collaboration experience whilst being part of the Project GUHeat. So first and foremost, on behalf of the Project GUHeat staff, and the senior research scientist of the partner universities, namely UP Mindanao, Ateneo de Zamboanga, UP Visayas, UP Cebu, University of San Carlos, and the University of the Cordilleras. We would like to thank Dr. Ariel Blanco and the entire Project GUHeat core team or the UP Diliman team for their very strong support, guidance, and patience. So I must say that the success of the site-specific studies would not be possible without them. And of course, our sincere gratitude to the local government who partnered with us. Um, I could still vividly remember the first Project GUHeat webinar, which was briefly shown by Mr. Alvin a while ago, which was in March last year. And it was the first time that the entire Project GUHeat met. So some or other, actually know each other from LiDAR project, while some, like me, were newbies, but the entire atmosphere during that time was very welcoming and warm. So we could already feel that there's teamwork going on. So, as all of us may be aware, the key aspect of urban heat island mitigation is efficient urban planning. And as such, it is vital for the SUCs like UP Cebu, for example, and the LUCs to work hand in hand with the local government units. So I could only speak for the experience of UP Cebu and the Mandawi City Government's partnership, but on our first meeting, the officers of the LGU expressed that they are willing to partner with Project GUHeat. So this was the time na nagsimula pa lang po yung Project GUHeat, and we were initially um, um, showing our project goals. So during that time, the Mandawi City Government pointed out that what would make Project GUHeat different from other projects, because they said na sobrang dami na po ng projects na nakipag-partner with them, and also there are many more projects that wants to partner with them. But what will make Project GUHeat different, because the city government actually would want tangible results to be applied. So that is, most of the projects were just mostly working in theory, but there were no real life applications. So that was our first meeting between UP Cebu and Mandawi. And clearly, that first meeting left a mark in my head. And I realized that inputs from people on the ground, so for example, the city planners and the environmental officers, would be the essential part if we want meaningful outputs for Project GUHeat to be delivered. And so this is the very reason why the Project GUHeat, as the project progressed throughout the months in 2019, UP Cebu and Mandawi City tried to meet once a month, or if medyo busy po, once in 2 months. So minsan, UP Cebu goes to the City Hall in Mandawi City, which is the next city, because UP Cebu is in Cebu City, and sometimes the CPDO and Senro people from the Mandawi government visits UP Cebu. So during these meetings, we communicate and discuss many things, such as, for example, Project GUHeat was able to get air pollution data that the city government did not know, and we updated them na, for example, in this area of the city where there were a lot of street vendors, especially selling barbecues, there was high air pollution in that area, and they were not aware of that. So because of constant communication, the city was made aware of that fact. And also, it was it was very important for us to know where we could unify the project objectives as well as the needs of the Mandawi city government. So a very tangible example would be, there's a mangrove area in Mandawi City, and the city is fighting to protect this mangrove area, and they want very tangible evidence to convince the stakeholders that we really need to fight for the mangrove preservation. So through Project GUHeat, we were able to simulate that this mangrove area actually contributes to city cooling. And this output, as well as other outputs of other projects like the biological aspect, was able to convince that in fact preserving these mangroves has many benefits to the city. And in another example, as briefly shown by Mr. Alvin a while ago as well, the UP Cebu and Mandawi team actually collaborated to team up working with the regional electric company here in Cebu, which is VECO, because it turned out that Mandawi City actually needed the electricity consumption for their Earth Hour program, and Project GUHeat also needed the electricity consumption data to study on the effect of energy consumption to the urban heating. So because of that collaboration, we successfully got the data, which was actually a big work for VECO. And instead of giving two data sets separately, if hindi kami nag-collaborate, that would be more hassle. So, but in the end, because of the team up, VECO was only handing out one data set, but hitting two outputs at the same time. So in the end, all of the outputs of the project GUHeat for Mandawi City are those that the city needed. So this was the experience of UP Cebu and Mandawi City, but I'm sure that all the other SUCs and LUCs also share the similar experience. And simply, this is to emphasize how collaboration could make things running. So I hope that our positive experience would inspire us to work hand in hand. And I would like to end my sharing with the famous quote of a famous author, Napoleon Hill: "No individual has sufficient experience, education, native ability, and knowledge to ensure the accumulation of a great fortune, but without the cooperation of other people." So that's about our collaborative experience. And again, good morning to everyone.